Hi guys! We are going to talk to you today about another bucket list experience that we had. Today we got to ride on an old train and it was so much fun. It was in Belton, Missouri. We got to ride in a train car from the 1920s. The train car that we got to ride in was actually from the East Coast. It was on the Frisco Railway, I believe, and it was a commuter train that would go from New Jersey to New York, taking people back and forth. And they said that it had traveled over 1 million miles. Ooh, he's getting ready for the ride. There's outdoor tables. And then the indoor car. We'll see where the kids want to ride. It's actually a really pretty day today. We got lucky. July in Missouri is usually super humid, and today the humidity is not bad at all, so I'm pretty pumped. Okay, we're going to start outside, and then we're going to move inside halfway through. So the ride will take us that way first, and we'll go less than 20 minutes, and then they'll stop and we'll get to switch cars if we want, and then we'll come back this way. Just pretty cool. So I believe that is a steam engine. And these people are all volunteers that work here. That is the dining car, or the club car, I'm sorry, that we got to get in. It totally reminded me of White Christmas. Matter of fact, my husband sat down and gave us a little song.
How do you know what I'm going to do?
Snow.
Snow. Snow. It won't be long before we'll all be there with snow. Does make you think of that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Come here. Can I see? Oh, Dumbshell has it. No. Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Did you look in here?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Snow. That's where I long to be. Snowball throwing, that's what I'll do. To the snow.
It was pretty interesting. It was like a really long car, and so the front part where the tables where people could sit and kind of dine, and there was a toilet, and then the bar area, and then behind the bar, like, you could just imagine men with pipes and cigars back in that area. So it was just really cool. I had never been in, well, any train other than, you know, the small trains like what you see at the zoo. We've been in those. And the fact that it was from the 20s was just a really neat experience. It's pretty neat how, like, they go through the door, like, while the train's moving, you know, they have to kind of go from one
You can open that door.
to the other. Isn't that cool? Just think that's pretty neat. And the gift shop that we were in, and then there was a theater car, but I think they're using that for office space. We had a great time. The kids enjoyed it. We took our daughter, who is 6, and our niece, who is 12. You ready to ride in a real train? An old train?
Yeah.
How do you think it's gonna feel?
Weird. Yeah, weird.
Think it'll be bumpy?
Yeah.
I questioned the volunteers, and they were super nice people. And Edith was the one who took the tickets, and then she also kind of took us through the different things about the train cars and a little bit of history. as you're riding, which was cute. We actually got to see an old steam engine that they had built to send to Russia that was there. It's not what pulled us, but it was kind of neat to look at. The engine that powered us was built by General Motors in 1952. There's a diesel powered generator, and that generator runs the traction motor. So it was pretty neat. The train ride is $10 a person, but you can pay $28 and ride actually in the front with the engineer. The caboose was pretty interesting because it had where way back in the day, before everything became like radio and electronically, I don't know, controlled, they had a conductor that would ride in the back, and the conductor was the boss of the train, and the engineer basically listened to what the conductor said, but he ran the train. So the conductor would ride in the back, and they had people that would sit up in these high seats on either side of the caboose and watch for hot brakes or danger, things like that, and notify the engineer in the front. So I thought that was neat. And the conductor would also, on a freight train, the conductor would talk about how many cars were going to come off and boss everybody around in that way and do their paperwork. So there was a desk there that they could do their paperwork. So that was really neat. So we got to stop for a few minutes. Super convenient that we got in the shade. Inside the passenger car, they tell you kind of all what it's about. And that passenger car was actually on Biloxi Blues.
Oh, David told me that.
Yeah. What a neat historic thing that you can do with your kids, and to be able to say that you got to ride on a commuter coach train car from the 1920s. That's pretty cool. Hey, Ashton and Olivia, what did you guys think about the train ride today?
Good.
It was awesome.
My favorite part was getting that train whistle.
Oh, you got
yeah.
the train whistle.
Yeah, that was
I'm gonna
fun.
blow you Ashton's ear.
Oh, well, my favorite part was like when we started going, looking. It was a beautiful day, though.
It was a pretty day.
It was a
really
beautiful
was.
day, and we got to sit outside, dining area, and it was fun.
Would you guys like to go back and see
was
it at Christmas time?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Santa, ride the Santa train?
Yeah.
If we had anything to do over again, I think we would get drinks.
Yes, it was really hot and thirsty.
It was hot, and you know, you're on there for 40 minutes, and however long the ride is before you get there, we have a 55-minute ride to get to Belton. And so once we got there, we didn't think to get drinks beforehand. So, and they do have a cooler and drinks that they sell. If you don't get one before, get one in their gift shop and take it with you. They do like Fridays. They have ice cream. You get 2 scoops of ice cream and some toppings, and they have a ride on Friday evening. They also have a ride on Saturdays at 11 and then one at 2. And that's it. And then they have, in the winter, they do a Santa train. And they said once they announce when that train ride is going to be, they're sold out within 2 weeks. It's like $17 a person, and you can ride with Santa. Families can get on and ride with Santa. So that's really neat. Bring your own camera and get pictures and a whole train ride with Santa. I mean, with the Polar Express, how could that not be just a blast for kids? So we're definitely going to go back. Edith Frill is also the contact that if you are interested in like birthday parties, they will do events like birthday parties, scout trips, daycare excursions. I thought that was pretty cool. So absolutely a bucket list adventure that would be fantastic. We are almost done with our ride. And what do we give it? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways? I say thumbs up. It was a lot of fun.
Subscribe.
And give us
A big thumbs up. Ring that bell.
ring the bell. You got to ride in a 1920s train car.
Oh yeah, and then we looked to our right, and there was a 1632 train.
What's a 1632 train?
I don't know, it just said 1632 on it.
Not from the years.
No.
That's funny.